Admiral Sarah Chen stood on the bridge of the TDF Retribution, watching the stars through the massive viewing screen. The ship was huge, bigger than any vessel humanity had ever built before. It moved through space like a giant metal predator, silent and deadly. 3 smaller ships followed behind it, the destroyers Phoenix, Valor, and Iron Will. Together they made up the Terran Defense Fleet's Patrol Group 7. The bridge was quiet except for the soft hum of computers and life support systems. Chen had been in space for 20 years, but she never got tired of seeing the stars. Earth was far behind them now, weeks away at maximum speed. They were at the edge of human space, keeping watch for trouble. Chen was tall and strong, with short, black hair and dark eyes that missed nothing. She had fought in 3 wars and survived battles that killed thousands of others. Her crew respected her because she was smart and brave. She never asked them to do anything she would not do herself. "Admiral," called Lieutenant Torres from the communications station. His voice was excited. "I'm getting a signal. It's a distress call." Chen walked over to his station. Torres was young but good at his job. He had joined the fleet right out of academy training. "What kind of signal?" "It's coming from the Cathari system," Torres said. He pressed some buttons on his control panel. "The signal is weak and breaking up. It's from aliens, the Veltar." Chen knew about the Veltar. They were fish-like creatures who lived in water cities on their homeworld. They were peaceful and never fought wars. The Galactic Council liked them because they made good medicine from their ocean plants. They had no weapons and no armies. "Put it through," Chen ordered. The speakers crackled with static. Then a voice came through, speaking in the alien language. The computer translated it into English. "This is Captain Silth of the colony ship Gentle Current. We are under attack. The harvesters have found us. They are destroying our ships and taking our people. Please, anyone who can hear this message, we need help. We have women and children. We cannot fight them. Please help us." The message repeated several times, then cut off. The bridge was silent. Everyone knew about the harvesters. They were space pirates who attacked weak planets and colonies. They stole everything valuable and sold people as slaves. The Galactic Council had been trying to stop them for years. "How far away are they?" Chen asked. Torres checked his instruments. 3 jump points, Admiral. We could be there in 6 hours. Commander Rodriguez, Chen's second-in-command, walked up to them. He was older than Chen, with gray hair and worried eyes. "Admiral, we should call for backup. The harvesters usually travel in large groups. 4 ships might not be enough." Chen looked at the star chart on the main screen. The Cathari system was shown as a red dot in the distance. "Are there any other council ships nearby?" "Negative," Torres replied. "The closest peacekeeper fleet is 8 days away." Chen thought about this. 8 days was too long. If the harvesters were attacking now, the Veltar would all be dead or captured by then. The peaceful aliens had no chance against trained pirates. "Admiral," Rodriguez said quietly, "we don't know how many enemy ships are out there. Intelligence reports say harvester fleets can have 30 or 40 vessels. We might be flying into a trap." Chen looked around the bridge at her crew. They were all watching her, waiting for her decision. These were good people who trusted her judgment. She had led them through dangerous situations before. They had never let her down, and she had never let them down. "Mr. Torres," she said, "send a message to Fleet Command. Tell them we are responding to the distress call. Give them our position and destination." "Yes, Admiral." Chen turned to face the whole bridge crew. "Listen up, everyone. There are innocent people in danger. They sent out a call for help, and we're the only ones who can reach them in time. I know the odds might be bad, but that's never stopped us before." She walked to the center of the bridge. "These harvesters think they can attack helpless colonists and get away with it. They're about to learn why humans are called Deathworlders. We didn't become the toughest species in the galaxy by running away from fights." The crew started moving faster, checking their stations and preparing for battle. Chen could feel the excitement in the air. Her people were warriors bred on a world where everything tried to kill them. They had turned that hardship into strength. "Navigation. Plot a course for the Cathari system," Chen ordered. "Engineering. I want maximum power to the jump drives. Weapons. Start warming up all gun systems. Communications. Try to reach the Veltar ships and let them know help is coming." "Aye, Admiral," came the replies from around the bridge. Chen sat down in her command chair. It was made of real leather from Earth, a reminder of home. She pressed a button on the arm of the chair. "All hands, this is the Admiral. We have received a distress call from friendly aliens under attack by harvester pirates. We are jumping to their location to provide assistance. This is what we trained for." This is why we're out here. Battle stations. Red lights started flashing throughout the ship. The general quarters alarm sounded 3 times. Chen could hear boots running in the corridors as crew members moved to their battle positions. The Retribution was waking up, changing from a patrol ship into a weapon of war. Jump drive ready, reported the navigation officer. All ships report ready for jump, Torres added. Chen looked at the stars one more time. In a few hours, they would either save the Veltar colonists or die trying. She thought about the fish-like aliens floating in their water ships, terrified and helpless. They had called out into the darkness, hoping someone would hear them. Someone had heard them. The humans were coming. All ships, Chen said into her. Microphone, jump. The stars disappeared. The 4 human warships vanished from normal space, racing through the strange realm between dimensions toward a distant battle. Behind them, space was empty and quiet. Ahead of them waited an enemy that had never faced Deathworlders before. Admiral Chen closed her eyes and said a quick prayer. Not for herself or her crew. They were warriors who knew the risks. She prayed, for the Veltar, hoping they could hold on just a little longer. Help was coming, and it carried the fury of Earth's children. The human ships moved through jump space like arrows shot from a bow. Inside the Retribution, Admiral Chen stood in the communications room, trying to contact the Veltar survivors. The equipment hummed and buzzed as it searched for alien signals across the vast distance. I've got them, Admiral, Torres said. His face was lit up by the blue glow of his screens. It's weak, but I can get through. The main screen flickered, then showed the inside of an alien ship. Everything was flooded with water and strange blue lights glowed in the darkness. A creature appeared on the screen, tall and thin, with smooth skin like a dolphin and large, black eyes. It moved through the water as easily as humans moved through air. This is Captain Sylth of the colony ship Gentle Current, the alien said. The computer translated his words into English, but Chen could hear the fear in his voice. Who is this? Are you council ships? This is Admiral Chen of the Terran Defense Fleet, she replied. We received your distress call. We're coming to help you. Captain Sylth's eyes grew even larger. Terran? You mean human? But how many ships are you bringing? 4 ships, Chen said. We'll be there in 4 hours. The alien was quiet for a long moment. Chen could see other Veltar swimming in the background, their movements quick and nervous. Some of them were very small, children. Admiral Chen, Sylth said carefully. I'm grateful that you heard our call. But 4 ships cannot help us. The Harvesters have over 40 vessels. They have big warships with terrible weapons. You should wait for more council ships to arrive. Chen shook her head. The nearest council fleet is 8 days away. You don't have 8 days, do you? Sylth's face showed deep sadness. No, we do not. They have already taken 2 of our 5 colony ships. The Morning Tide and the Pearl Song are gone. The Harvesters captured everyone aboard, 50,000 of my people. Chen felt anger growing in her chest. 50,000 innocent people, stolen from their families and sold like cattle. The Harvesters were going to pay for this. Tell me about your situation, she said. Sylth swam closer to the camera. Chen could see that his smooth skin had cuts on it, and one of his arms looked hurt. We left our homeworld 6 months ago to start a new colony. We are peaceful people, Admiral Chen. We have never fought a war. We don't even know how to fight. What about weapons, defense systems? We have none, Sylth admitted. Our ships have shields to protect us from space rocks and radiation, but they are not made for battle. The Harvesters cut through them like they were made of paper. We can only run and hide. Chen looked at Commander Rodriguez, who had joined her in the communications room. His face was grim. How long have they been chasing you? 18 hours, Sylth replied. Our ships are damaged. The Sweetwater has lost most of its life support. 20,000 people are aboard that ship and they don't have much time left. The Deep Blue is also hurt badly. We are all moving as fast as we can, but the Harvester ships are faster. What kind of ships are they using? Rodriguez asked. Sylth looked confused. I do not understand your military words. They have ships that are bigger than ours. Some are as long as our cities back home. They shoot red beams that burn through our hulls. They also have many small attack ships that fly around us like angry insects. Chen translated this in her head. The Harvesters probably had battlecruisers and fighter squadrons. A standard pirate fleet set up for attacking helpless targets. They would spread out to surround their prey, then close in slowly to avoid damaging valuable cargo. Captain Silth, Chen said, I need you to send me all the information you have about the harvester ships. Numbers, sizes, positions, everything. Of course, Silth said. But Admiral, please understand. I have seen what harvesters do to prisoners. They will torture my people and sell them to the worst slave markets in the galaxy. I cannot ask you to sacrifice your crews for us. 4 ships cannot defeat 40. Chen smiled, but it was not a kind smile. It was the smile of a predator that had found its prey. Captain, you don't understand how humans fight. We don't need equal numbers, we just need to be smarter and more vicious than the enemy. Silth looked puzzled. But surely numbers matter in battle. Not always, Rodriguez said. Humans come from a world where everything wants to kill us. We learn to survive by being better hunters than anything else on our planet. We brought those lessons to space. Chen nodded. Captain, I want you to do something for me. Keep your ships together as much as possible. Don't split up. If the harvesters get too close, run toward the edge of the system. We'll find you. What are you going to do? Silth asked. We're going to show these pirates why attacking innocent people was a big mistake, Chen replied. How many council languages do you speak? Several. Why do you ask? Because after we're done with the harvesters, I want you to tell everyone in council space what happened here. I want them to know what happens when someone hurts people under human protection. The transmission started breaking up as the distance between the ships changed. Admiral Chen, Silth said, his voice fading. My people have legends about creatures from the deep ocean. Terrible hunters that strike from the darkness. I think you humans might be like those creatures. We are, Chen said. And the harvesters are about to find out. The screen went dark. Chen turned to Rodriguez. Get me a full tactical briefing in 30 minutes. I want to know everything about harvester battle tactics. Contact the other ship commanders. We need a battle plan. Already on it, Rodriguez said. Admiral, the crew is excited. They've been wanting a real fight for months. Chen walked back, toward the bridge. Through the ship's corridors, she could hear the sounds of preparation. Weapons being loaded, armor being checked, prayers being said. The Retribution was a sleeping giant, but it was waking up. In her cabin, Chen sat at her desk and looked at a picture of Earth. It showed the blue oceans and green continents where humanity had been born. It was a beautiful world, but also a deadly one. Every day on Earth was a fight to survive. That fight had made humans strong. It had taught them to never give up, never surrender, and never leave friends behind. The Veltar had called for help, and humans had answered. Soon the harvesters would learn why that was the last mistake they would ever make. The human fleet dropped out of jump space at the edge of the Cathari system. Immediately, every sensor on the 4 ships came alive, scanning space for enemies. Admiral Chen stood on the bridge of the Retribution, watching the tactical display. As it filled with red dots, contacts, reported the sensor officer. 43 enemy vessels spread throughout the system. 6 large signatures, probably battle cruisers. The rest are cruisers and destroyers. Chen nodded. The harvesters had brought a big fleet, enough to destroy a small planet. But they had made one mistake. They thought they were hunting helpless prey. They had no idea that real predators had just arrived. Where are the Veltar ships? She asked. Found them, Torres said from communications. 3 colony ships near the 4th planet. They're moving away from the main harvester group, but 2 enemy squadrons are chasing them. On the main screen, Chen could see the whole battle. The harvester ships were spread out like a net, slowly closing in on the Veltar colonists. It was a classic pirate tactic: surround your target and squeeze until they give up. But it only worked against weak enemies. Admiral, Commander Rodriguez said quietly, the harvesters have spotted us. They're sending a message. Put it through. The screen changed to show the inside of a harvester ship. The bridge was dark and dirty, lit by red lights. A large alien sat in a chair made from bones. He had 4 arms, yellow eyes, and teeth like broken glass. Scars covered his face and neck. I am Warlord Krexith, the alien said in a deep, rough voice. You small ships should run away now. We are busy here. Leave and you will live. Chen smiled coldly. This is Admiral Chen of the Terran Defense Fleet. You are attacking innocent civilians. Surrender now, and we might let some of you live. Krexith laughed, showing his terrible teeth. 4 little ships against my great fleet? You humans are as stupid as they say. Watch as I crush you like insects. The transmission cut off. Chen turned to her crew. You heard him. He thinks we're insects. Let's show him what Earth's insects can do. All ships, Battle Formation Alpha. Begin the hunt. The 4 human ships spread out and accelerated to attack speed. They moved through space like sharks, fast and deadly. The Retribution's engines glowed, bright blue as tons of plasma shot out the back, pushing the massive ship faster and faster. Target the closest enemy squadron, Chen ordered. All weapons, prepare to fire. The Harvester ships were old and slow compared to human vessels. They had been built to scare weak colonies, not fight real warships. As the humans got closer, the pirates started shooting with their laser cannons. Red beams of light crossed space, but they missed their targets. The human ships were too fast and too agile. They dodged and weaved between the enemy shots like dancers. In range, reported the weapons officer. Targeting solution acquired. Fire, Chen said calmly. The Retribution's main guns spoke with the voice of thunder. Rail cannons launched metal slugs at incredible speed, while plasma cannons shot balls of contained fire. The ship's missile tubes opened and launched a swarm of antimatter torpedoes. The first Harvester cruiser exploded in a ball of white light. The second lost its front section and started spinning out of control. The third tried to run, but a torpedo caught it in the engines and tore it apart. 3 enemy ships destroyed, the weapons officer reported. No damage to our ships. The other human destroyers were also attacking. The Phoenix caught a Harvester destroyer with its plasma lance, cutting the ship in half. The Valor destroyed 2 enemy vessels with a spread of guided missiles. The Iron Will used its railguns to punch holes through 3 pirate ships. In less than 10 minutes, 12 Harvester vessels were either destroyed or floating dead in space. The pirates had never seen anything like it. They were used to fighting targets that could barely shoot back. Admiral, Torres called out. The enemy commander is trying to regroup his remaining ships. Chen watched the tactical display. The surviving Harvester vessels were pulling back toward the center of the system, where their battle cruisers waited. They were scared now, and scared enemies made mistakes. All ships pursue, Chen ordered. Don't let them reorganize. Keep hitting them while they're confused. The human fleet chased the retreating pirates through the asteroid field near the second planet. The Harvesters tried to use the space rocks as cover, but human targeting systems were too advanced. The computers tracked every enemy ship through the maze of stone and ice. More Harvester vessels died. The destroyer Bloodfang lost its weapons and life support. The cruiser Dark Star broke apart when 3 torpedoes hit it at the same time. A squadron of fighter craft tried to swarm the Phoenix, but the human ship's point defense guns shot them down like flies. Warlord Krexith watched his fleet being destroyed from the bridge of his flagship. He had fought many battles and conquered dozens of worlds, but he had never faced an enemy like this. The human ships moved like living things, striking where he was weakest and vanishing before he could hit back. How are 4 ships doing this? He roared at his officers. They should be dead by now. His sensor officer, a thin creature with too many eyes, looked at his instruments with fear. My lord, their weapons are far more advanced than ours. Their shields are stronger. Their ships are faster. It is like watching gods of war at play. Krexith felt something he had not felt in many years. Fear. These humans were not like other council races. They did not fight with honor or follow rules. They attacked like wild animals, using every advantage they could find. Send all fighter squadrons to attack them, he ordered. Even humans cannot fight 100 small ships at once, but the fighters never reached their targets. The human ships had defensive systems the Harvesters had never seen before. Automatic guns shot down incoming missiles. Energy shields deflected laser fire. Electronic warfare systems confused enemy guidance systems. Chen watched another wave of Harvester fighters get destroyed. These pirates were brave, but they were not smart. They kept using the same tactics over and over, hoping something would work. Admiral, Rodriguez said, enemy casualties are at 70%. They're starting to break formation. Chen could see it on the tactical display. The remaining Harvester ships were scattered across the system, running in different directions. Some were trying to reach the jump points to escape. Others were hiding behind planets or moons. Maintain pursuit, she ordered. Don't let any of them get away. These pirates need to learn that attacking innocent people has consequences. The human fleet split up, each ship chasing a different group of enemies. They moved through the system, like hunting wolves, tracking down every Harvester vessel they could find. The battle was turning into a massacre, but Chen felt no pity for the pirates. These creatures had spent years attacking helpless colonies and selling families into slavery. They deserved whatever happened to them. On the main screen she could see the 3 surviving Veltar colony ships in the distance. They had stopped running and were watching the battle. Captain Sylth was probably amazed that 4 human ships were destroying an entire pirate fleet. This was what happened when Deathworlders went to war. This was why other species both feared and respected humanity. Humans did not just fight. They won. Warlord Krexith stared at his tactical display with growing horror. Half his fleet was gone, destroyed by just 4 human ships. The rest of his vessels were scattered across the system, running like frightened animals. This was not how the battle was supposed to go. "My lord," his communications officer said with a shaking voice, "the remaining squadron leaders are asking for orders." Krex thought quickly. He still had his 6 battlecruisers and about 15 smaller ships. If he could group them together, maybe he could still win this fight. But he needed protection from the human attack ships. "Tell all vessels to fall. Back to grid 77, he ordered. "We will make our stand near the captured Veltar ships." His flagship, the Bone Crusher, turned toward the center of the system. Behind it, the surviving harvester vessels limped through space, many of them damaged and leaking air. They formed a protective circle around 2 large colony ships that floated dead in space. Admiral Chen watched the enemy movement from the bridge of the Retribution. The pirates were trying to use the captured Veltar civilians as human shields. It was a desperate move, and a stupid one. "They think we won't attack if innocent people might get hurt," Commander Rodriguez said. "They don't understand humans very well." Chen smiled grimly. "No, they don't. Torres, get me Captain Sylth on the communication system." The main screen showed the inside of the Veltar ship again. Captain Sylth appeared, swimming quickly through the flooded corridors. His large eyes were bright with hope and amazement. "Admiral Chen," he said, "we have been watching the battle. How are you doing this? Your ships are destroying the Harvester fleet." "We're not done yet," Chen replied. "The enemy has retreated to your captured colony ships. Are there any survivors aboard those vessels?" Sylth's face became sad. "Yes, many thousands. The harvesters took them alive to sell as slaves. But Admiral, you cannot attack while our people are there. The pirates know this. They will use our people as shields. As Captain, do you trust me?" Chen asked. Sylth was quiet for a moment. Then he nodded slowly. "Yes, you came when no one else would help us. You are fighting impossible odds to save my people. I trust you." "Good. Keep your 3 ships at safe distance. What happens next is going to be very precise work." Chen cut the transmission and turned to her weapons officer. "Lieutenant Park, I need surgical strikes. Can you target individual weapon systems on the harvester ships without damaging the colony vessels?" Lieutenant Park was young but very skilled. She had graduated first in her class from the Naval Academy. Her fingers moved quickly over the targeting controls as she studied the enemy formation. "It will be difficult, Admiral," she said. "The enemy ships are very close to the colony vessels, but our new guidance systems are designed for exactly this kind of work." "I can do it," Chen nodded. "All ships, attack formation Delta. We're going in." The 4 human vessels approached the harvester formation like surgeons with scalpels. They did not rush in shooting wildly. Instead, they moved carefully, their computers calculating the exact angle for every shot. Warlord Krexth watched the humans coming closer. He felt confident now. The soft-hearted council races never attacked. When civilians might be hurt, the humans would have to negotiate or retreat. "Open a channel," he ordered. Chen's face appeared on his screen. She looked calm and deadly, like a predator studying its prey. "What do you want, pirate?" "I want to make a deal," Krexith said. "You have fought well, human. But this battle is over. I have 50,000 Veltar hostages. If you attack me, they will die. Withdraw your ships and I will let them live." Chen's expression did not change. "You misunderstand the situation. You're not in a position to make deals. You're surrounded by superior forces with no way to escape. Surrender now and release the hostages. You have 30 seconds. Krexth laughed. "You are bluffing. No council race would risk civilian lives. You will not attack while I hold the fish people." 20 seconds, Chen said calmly. "You cannot hit my ships without damaging the colony vessels," Krexith shouted. "Your weapons are not that accurate." 10 seconds, Chen replied. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The human ships opened fire with incredible precision. Railgun slugs shot through space, threading the narrow gaps between Harvester and Veltar vessels. Plasma beams cut through the darkness with surgical accuracy. Guided missiles changed course multiple times to avoid hitting the wrong targets. The first Harvester cruiser lost all its weapons in less than 5 seconds. The guns were simply cut away from the hull, leaving the ship helpless but intact. The second cruiser had its engines destroyed, leaving it floating dead in space. A third ship lost its bridge, its command crew killed instantly. Lieutenant Park's hands moved like a concert pianist playing a complex piece of music. Each shot was perfect, each target carefully chosen. She disabled weapon after weapon while leaving the colony ships completely undamaged. Impossible! Krex screamed as his fleet was systematically crippled around him. No one can shoot that accurately. Chen's voice came over the communication system, cold as space itself. You made 2 mistakes, pirate. First, you attacked innocent people. Second, you underestimated humans. We don't just shoot at our enemies. We hunt them. The Bone Crusher shook as plasma beams cut through its weapon systems. Krexith felt his command chair vibrate as explosions rocked his ship. Through the viewing ports, he could see his other battle cruisers being systematically dismantled. The human ships moved through the Harvester formation like ghosts, their weapons striking with impossible accuracy. They destroyed guns, engines, and command centers while leaving life support systems intact. It was not random destruction, it was art. My lord, his sensor officer cried. All weapons are offline. Engines are gone. We are defenseless. Around the flagship, the other Harvester vessels were in the same condition. They floated in space like broken toys, their crews trapped inside but alive. The humans had not destroyed them. They had captured them without firing a single shot. At the colony ships, Captain Silth watched the battle from his ship, his eyes wide with amazement. The humans had done something he thought was impossible. They had attacked an enemy force that was hiding behind hostages, and they had won without harming a single innocent person. How did they do that? Asked one of his officers. I do not know, Silth replied. But I'm beginning to understand why other species call them Deathworlders. They do not fight like anyone else in the galaxy. Admiral Chen's voice came over the general communication channel, broadcast to all ships in the system. This is the Terran Defense Fleet. All Harvester vessels are to prepare for boarding. Any resistance will be met with lethal force. The hostages aboard the colony ships are now under human protection. Krexith slumped in his command chair, defeated. His great fleet was ruined, his reputation destroyed. Worse, he would probably spend the rest of his life in a council prison. The humans had not just won the battle, they had made it look easy. The battle was over. Across the Cathari system, 43 Harvester ships floated in space like broken toys. Most were badly damaged, but still intact, their crews trapped inside disabled vessels. The few ships that had tried to run were caught by the human destroyers before they could reach the jump points. Admiral Chen stood in the shuttle bay of the Retribution, watching her Marines prepare for boarding operations. The men and women wore black armor and carried weapons that could cut through steel. Their faces were calm and professional. They had done this kind of work many times before. Remember, Chen told them, the enemy crews are to be taken alive if possible. But if they resist, you have permission to use deadly force. The safety of the Veltar hostages comes first. Sergeant Martinez, the Marine commander, nodded. He was a big man with scars on his hands from previous battles. Understood, Admiral. What about the pirates who are already wounded? Give them medical treatment, Chen replied. We're not animals like they are. The boarding shuttles launched from all 4 human ships, crossing the dark space toward the disabled Harvester vessels. The pirates had no choice but to surrender. Their weapons were destroyed, their engines were gone, and their life support systems were failing. Meanwhile, rescue teams were already working on the 2 captured Veltar colony ships. Human engineers floated through the flooded corridors in special suits, helping the traumatized aliens and fixing damaged systems. The Veltar civilians clustered together in groups, their large eyes watching the humans with wonder and gratitude. Chen received reports from her teams throughout the day. The morning tide had 53,000 Veltar aboard, packed into spaces meant for 30,000. Many were hurt and all were scared. The Pearl Song was in worse condition. The Harvesters had damaged its life support systems, and several hundred aliens had died before the humans arrived. Admiral, Torres called from the communication station. Captain Silth is asking to speak with you. The main screen showed the Veltar captain swimming through his ship's corridors. He looked tired but happy. Behind him, Chen could see other aliens working to repair damage from the battle. Admiral Chen, Silth said, my people want to thank you. You have saved over 200,000 lives today. We will never forget what you have done. Chen shook her head. We just did our job, Captain. Protecting innocent people is why we're out here. But you risked everything for strangers, Sylth replied. Your 4 ships could have been destroyed by the Harvester fleet. You had no reason to help us except that it was right. That's reason enough, Chen said simply. Sylth was quiet for a moment. Then he asked, Admiral, how did your people become so skilled at war? When I watch your ships fight, it is like watching artists create a painting. Every shot is perfect, every movement has purpose. Chen looked out at the stars through the bridge windows. Captain, Earth is what we call a death world. Everything on our planet tried to kill us. Wild animals, diseases, storms, earthquakes, other humans. We survived by becoming better hunters and fighters than anything else. But surely war is terrible for your people too. Of course it is, Chen replied. We hate war, but we're very good at it. And sometimes being good at something you hate is the only way to protect the things you love. Commander Rodriguez joined them at the communication station. Captain Sylth, our medical teams report that all the injured Veltar will recover. The children are doing especially well. They're tough little swimmers. Sylth's face showed relief. Thank you. The children were so frightened. They had never seen violence before. On our world we have no predators, no wars, no reasons to fight. That's why you need friends who do know how to fight, Chen said. The galaxy has peaceful species and dangerous ones. The peaceful ones deserve protection. 3 hours later, new ships appeared at the edge of the system. Chen watched as 8 large vessels dropped out of jump space, the Galactic Council Peacekeeper fleet, finally arriving from their distant patrol route. The lead ship was the Centauri battleship Bright Honor, commanded by Admiral Vextar. Chen knew him by reputation. He was a proud warrior from a species that valued honor above everything else. His people looked like tall, thin humans with blue skin and silver hair. This is Admiral Vextar, came the communication from the Peacekeeper fleet. We received the distress call and came as quickly as possible. What is the situation? Chen smiled. The situation is under control, Admiral. All Harvester vessels have been captured or destroyed. The Veltar civilians are safe. We're currently processing prisoners and providing medical aid to the survivors. There was a long pause. Admiral Chen, our sensors show the remains of a large pirate fleet. How many ships did you lose in the battle? None, Chen replied. All 4 human vessels are undamaged and operational. Another pause, longer this time. I see. We will take custody of the prisoners and escort the Veltar ships to safety. The Council will want a full report of this incident. Of course, Chen said. We'll have everything ready for you. As the Peacekeeper ships moved into the system, Chen could imagine what Admiral Vexatar was thinking. His proud warrior race had just arrived to find that 4 human ships had destroyed an entire pirate fleet without taking a single casualty. It was the kind of victory that legends were made of. Captain Sylth appeared on the communication screen one last time. Admiral Chen, before you leave, I must ask you something. My people will want to know. How can we repay this debt? Chen thought about it. Captain, your people are scientists and healers. You've developed medicines that have saved millions of lives across the galaxy. Keep doing that work. Help people who are sick and hurt. That's how you repay the debt. But surely there is something more we can do. Actually, there is, Chen said. When you get back to Council space, tell everyone what happened here. Tell them that when Deathworlders stand guard, peaceful people can sleep safely. Sylth nodded slowly. I will make sure the entire galaxy knows. The story of this battle will be told on every world in Council space. As the human fleet prepared to leave the system, Chen received a priority message from Earth. Admiral Harrison, the head of the Terran Defense Fleet, appeared on her screen. He was an old man with gray hair and tired eyes. Sarah, he said, using her first name. I've been getting reports about your engagement with the Harvesters. The Council is very impressed. They're asking if we can provide more ships for patrol duty in this sector. Chen raised an eyebrow. More ships? Why? Harrison smiled. Because word is already spreading. 3 more colony worlds have requested human protection. Apparently, Captain Sylth has been busy telling everyone about what happened at Cathari. I see. There's more, Harrison continued. The Council is officially expanding our patrol area. We're now responsible for protecting all peaceful colonies in this region of space. Congratulations, Admiral. You just made humanity the unofficial guardians of the galaxy. Chen looked around the bridge at her crew. They were tired but proud, satisfied with a job well done. They had saved over 200,000 innocent lives and destroyed one of the most dangerous pirate fleets in known space. "Admiral Harrison," she said, "tell the Council we accept the responsibility. But make sure they understand. If someone attacks people under our protection, we're going to respond with overwhelming force." Harrison laughed. "I don't think that will be a problem, Sarah. After today, I doubt anyone will be stupid enough to test human resolve." The communication ended. Chen turned to Commander Rodriguez. "Set course for Patrol Route 12. Let's go find some more pirates who need a lesson in galactic law." As the Yao, 4 human ships jumped back into hyperspace. They left behind a system full of grateful aliens and defeated enemies. The story of their victory would spread across the galaxy, carried by Veltar voices to every peaceful world that feared the darkness between the stars. The Deathworlders were on patrol, and the galaxy was a little bit safer.